I'm going to go over the new paragraph 7I of the 1 to 4 family contract. This is the one that gets released to us on July 1st. The revision date is May 4th, 2026. And TREC has updated this 1 to 4 family contract from 20-18 to 20-19. So make sure you're looking for that. And of course, if you're looking for paragraph 7I, you're not going to find it in the older revision, so it'll be pretty obvious to you here. So the reason that this is added is because people are buying properties and needing to drill wells, and they're finding out that they can't drill wells for a multitude of reasons. Also, they could be buying a property where they believe that they have this big, beautiful lake, only to find out that the neighbor draws water out of it to water their yard. So, this one, it starts out by describing what groundwater and surface water rights are. And then it goes through this series of questions to see, do you need to disclose this? So, paragraph 7I, number one is the buyer has received the seller's water disclosure. So, it's assuming that the listing, they prepared this ahead of time and this is available to you, and you're submitting an offer and they've already given you this seller's water disclosure. 7I2, this is going to be similar language to the seller's disclosure notice, saying that you negotiate a certain amount of days that the seller has to deliver the seller water disclosure to you. If not, then they can terminate at any point all the way up until closing, or 7 days after they receive the buyer's water disclosure. And the last option, 7I3, which is, if you're taking a listing, this is the first thing that you need to look at when you're deciding, do I need to have my seller complete a seller's water disclosure? So 7I3 says seller is not required to deliver the seller's water disclosure to buyer because all of the following are true. A, seller is not aware of a water well on the property, in use or not in use. So if there is a hole in the ground that drills all the way down into an aquifer, they need to disclose that. B, seller is not aware of a pond, lake, or water tank on the property. So think of it, we got pond, we have lake, and we have water tank. So water tank is typically a low point in the ground that's going to hold water. It could be intentional, it could be non-intentional, but that would become the tank. We're probably going to encounter these three things a lot. I think it's interesting that they use these three different words to pond, lake, or water tank. 7I3C, seller is not aware of any certificate of adjudication, certified filing, or permit for surface water rights associated with the property administered by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. I don't know that we're ever going to have a seller that has this, but this is a question that we need to ask your seller when you're doing your listing agreement. D, seller is not aware that any groundwater rights to the property have been severed, sold, or leased in whole or in part. So groundwater rights, that is people that own the water that's on the ground or in the ground. I would think that the state would probably be the number one person to have that, but who knows? All these farmer deals that happen, I'm sure that we're going to encounter this more than we expect, especially since they've decided to add this to the contract. And the last one is E, the property receives water only from the following municipality, city, municipality water district, a MUD, or other special district, water supply corporation, WSC, or private water supply company. So there it is. These are the 5 conditions where a seller does not need to supply a seller's water disclosure. I imagine we're going to see seller water disclosures with lots and lots of properties going forward. And if you're listing a property, you should over index on this and be extra sensitive to it. Ask the right questions.